The leaders, their brains are fried. So I think that they have to give us, we the youths, or the privilege, or the chance, or the benefit of doubt to try and do something. Not old people with fried brains trying to stress. And the funny part, we have this intelligence. In fact, our leaders, you guys have a lot of flaws. You have a lot to do.
Now the government is asking us to look for something to power ourselves, which is not possible. All we need is the government to help us to do something about it. We are pleading the government of Nigeria to do something about it and help us and make sure all the youth, even if there's no job, they can empower them, make sure they can get even a little capital to start something on their own.
I think they said we should go to school. We've gone to school, we finished this school. About 8 years now, or not much. As in them, okay, you want us to serve, we served. But what's up? There's no opportunity for any job around here. And we are youth. And for God's sake, I think we need younger leaders in the first place.
Sincerely speaking, there is no longer white-collar job in Nigeria. Only brown-collar. And brown-collar, I mean here, is for you to learn a trade, a business that you can do to help yourself. Unfortunately, most of our institutions don't do that. So if they are working to that realization and say, come, you need to learn trade, you understand, for those who are not reading professional courses. You can imagine somebody going to read political science and is not ready to become a politician. So who keeps him? Where does he fit? Absolutely nowhere. You don't expect that kind of a person to work in a bank. Don't you understand? So, and I think basically it's the best thing that can happen to any average youth today. I advise people to seek a trade that will help them in their future. It's a welcome development, you understand, because there is no way, there is no offices that can employ the number of unemployed graduates that we have today in Nigeria.
To go into business, there is no money, and government is supposed to make a certain provision. Then everyone can be able to take off from that and make sure they come out with something. We know a lot of things is happening. All this money that was invested in politicians, they should use it to empower youth, to build more industries, and make sure they put the other industries that we have that are not working together so that they can be able to employ the young graduates. By that, I think we can go a long way to achieve our end, both the youth and the government.
Government has never been proactive. If they were, they would have been prepared before this explosion in population we are witnessing now. Is that even though they plan, government plan, but they never implement the plan they design. And that has been the bane of unemployment we have today. I remember during the reign of the late Umaru Yaradua, when he passed away, unemployment situation became so high. Imagine when before university was just on a public university. With the coming in of a broadening of education, you have private university, private polytechnics. It's obvious that there will be unemployment, there will be problem. Government do not plan for about 50 years to come. They plan just for not even 10 years to come. So that has been the problem. And as we are here now, for the youth to actually find something meaningful to do for themselves, they need first and foremost, that's my advice, that they should think of what they love most, their passion, what they love most. They can exploit it, turn their passion into a micro, then small enterprises. But then they will need capital.
That it may be even be very, very difficult for government to provide job for everybody that graduates. So as a sort of based on this alone, it is something that everybody is even supposed to know that one needs to learn one skill or the other. Because like for me, all my children are graduates, but despite that, I make sure that they all pass through one skill or the other. skill acquisition in such a way that maybe after at the end, so even though if government cannot even make a provision for them, they will be able to fend for themselves. But that is not to say that government is not supposed to live up to their own responsibility, because it's government's responsibility to make sure that it provides, adequate employment for the teeming youth, population of the youth. Because so as a sort of that, I think both the government and the people who are teeming youth, everybody has their own responsibility.